We're going to teach you tonight some ways to make some low-calorie Oriental specialties such as chicken and hot spice sauce, or shrimp and garlic sauce, or sweet and sour pork. Catherine James is here tonight, and she's a passionate wok cooking enthusiast, and she's compiled all our favorite recipes in a neat little book called Wok It Tonight. Kathy, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Ed, I'm sure you're glad to join me on this aspect of our show.
Oh, yeah, anything involved with food, I'm always glad to join in on the aspect. Yeah.
This is my favorite part of the show, always, really. Kathy, what is it you're going to be preparing for us tonight here?
Well, I'm going to make a dish called chicken and hot spice sauce, and I'm going to turn this on here.
With your trusty little electric wok?
Yes, and when the wok gets hot, I'll start cooking this dish up for you. It's a very basic, simple dish. Chicken, vegetables, a kind of a spicy sauce that's mostly chili paste and vinegar and ketchup and things like that. And it's very easy to prepare. It takes about 5 minutes.
Should people be afraid of switching from conventional pots to this wok that you have here?
No, actually, it's basically the same as any frying pan. The shape's a little different, the technique's a little bit different, but it's really not a whole lot different. As you can see, it looks basically like an electric frying pan, and conventional woks are a little bit deeper than this, but it's basically the same. What I'm doing here is I've added peanut oil, and I'm getting it hot now. It's a good idea to swirl it around, get it really hot. Peanut oil won't smoke or burn like vegetable oils, corn oil, and things like that. So you use this so you can get a higher temperature for your food. Now, I'm going to add ginger to the oil here to flavor the oil. And this is the first step that you always do. Now, generally, you cook the meat first while the rice is cooking, but for time's sake tonight, the rice is already made and the chicken's pre-cooked, which you do. This is the first step that you always do anyway before you start cooking the vegetables. Now, get these going here. You just cook this until it gets sort of fragrant. You can smell it. It's nice, doesn't it? Yeah.
What do you think, Ed?
Smells great already. That was wonderful.
Oh, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to reach across you here. Whoops. Sorry. Now, hope nobody minds. I do a lot of this with my hands. But it's sort of an informal kind of cooking. Turn this down.
Oh boy, that aroma. Well, Ed, you've got the Wok It Tonight cookbook there.
Yeah, it looks great. I think it's a wonderful idea because I fell in love with Chinese food simply because Chinese restaurants a lot of times are the only thing open when a musician gets off work, and I love Chinese food. And my aunt gave me a wok just like that for Christmas last year, and all I've been doing is cooking corned beef hash in it. Where do you get your recipes? To make official wok dishes instead of corned beef hash.
Well, actually, I took lessons from a woman from Taiwan for about a year and got a lot of my basic, there you go, thank you, Bob. I got a lot of the basic techniques down from her. And all the recipes in that book are original recipes that I've modified from traditional Szechuan recipes, and a lot of them are ones that I just sort of made up as I went along. You sort of have to do that when you're cooking a lot this way.
If somebody wants a guide to traditional Szechuan recipes instead of just making up their own, where can they get this book?
That book is now on sale at the Greenwood Bookstore in Wilmington. It's at Tidbit's Paper Book Gallery in Wilmington. It's also available in Newark at Grassroots and at David's Bookshelf, both on Main Street.
It doesn't sound like it would be too hard to find.
No, it's around. It's also at Creative Cooking in the Christiana Mall as well. So you can find it just about any place right now.
Is this a Szechuan dish here?
Actually, yes, it's based on a Szechuan recipe. I guess you could call it a Szechuan dish, yes.
Why don't we hold that book up to the camera and catch a close-up on that?
Time.
Right. You've been trained well. Hold that real
still. Yes. Yes. My acting teacher would be proud of me.
Okay. And that's Wok It Tonight for doing all your nice wok dishes at home.
Right.
Some of the ingredients you have here: bamboo shoots, not bamboo shorts, bamboo shoots, bean curds, bean paste. Are these things that you can find in Wilmington, or do you have to send away to them?
No. There are two. Well, actually, there's several Oriental grocery stores in the area. There's some in Wilmington. Well, not actually in Wilmington, but up on Concord Pike.
That's right. Yeah.
There's one in Ellesmere, two in Ellesmere now, and one in Newark. And a lot of the ingredients for basic dishes you can find in the grocery stores, most of the regular grocery stores. But a lot of these things like chili paste and let's see, this type of oil, sesame oil, things like that, you have to get them in the Oriental stores. The grocery stores don't carry them.
You know, Ed, I don't know about you, but I need dinner, and right now I'm ready to dig in.
I'll take that for you.
Okay.
I got news for you. You got the microphone. I got the fork.
Well, what I'm doing now is I've already put the chicken in the sauce, and you just sort of let it heat up, get good and hot, and turn it off. Take this nice, we'll pretend this is a warmed plate.
We forget those?
No.
Oh, okay. Just asking.
Picky.
Usually you use a warmed plate so that the food doesn't cool off too much. And I'm going to set this up for you. Oops. I'm going to drop it.
Oh, boy. Ed, there's some chopsticks there.
Certainly are.
Okay.
What would you like me to play?
Red ends up now.
Romper room.
Right.
Romper room.
Okay. Now, finishing touches on this dish are these scallions. You sprinkle them on the top because Chinese food is not only the taste of the Chinese food, but it's how it looks and how it smells. And lastly, you add
really looks and smells.
sesame oil to the top. We'll wash it around a little bit, and it's ready.
Ed, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I thought so. There we go. Looks great. Okay. This is not the way you're supposed to do it, is it?
Here, I'll tell you what, I'll hold it for you because
Come on, you know.
it's too far away for you to try to pick up with.
Can you corn beef and cabbage this way?
You can
I
try.
don't know. Is this a 3-hour show? Here, let me try.
Okay, let's see how I do on this,
All right.
this number here. Oh, boy.
Is it spicy enough?
Oh, yeah. I think I should have a second spoon just to make sure.
Oh, okay. You just.
Would you like a job cooking for an unknown musician?
I've had that offer quite often.
While Ed munches away here, we're going to do our giveaway tonight. And we have more giveaways every week. This week, we have an incredible amount of giveaways. And you'll see the number on the monitor in a second that you can call to win the giveaways. The first, second, and third callers will win. Oh, the question, by the way, I forgot to ask the question last week, is name 2 Focus Delaware sponsors and their proper names. Name 2 Focus Delaware sponsors. The first, second, and third callers who know the answer to that will each get 2 free passes to the Delaware Art Museum. Do we have the number on the monitor yet? There we go. And the 5th caller will get a Waka Tonight cookbook by Catherine James. The 10th caller will get 2 tickets to the Candlelight Dinner Theater's production of 2 by 2. Now, this production, which is directed by Julian Boris, is a musical comedy version of Clifford Odets' The Flowering Peach, a story about Noah's Ark. Danny Kaye started in on Broadway, and it will be running through the end of January. That'll be with dinner, too. Now, that's the 10th caller. The 15th caller will get 2 free passes to the Winterthur Museum, which is featured on next week's Christmas show. And the 20th caller will get a free Vangerian Lolly record. So, the question again is name 2 Focus Delaware sponsors. Any 2, proper names, and if you are the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 10th, 15th, or 20th caller, you'll be lucky enough to win something. I'm not going to repeat it again, it's too much. So, where do we go from here? What's next? Oh, commercials. Great. Then we get to eat a little more. We're going to some messages, and we'll be back. Thanks, Ken.
There's more great entertainment coming up when Focus Delaware returns.